Reiss. Wilco makes a run ahead of him. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! The move, and then this, which left Dabby's ass totally stranded.
I have a plan to either get a move on or extend the length of that intro because I just never get the tweets done. There you go, they're both done. Hello and welcome to Bergkamp Wonderland. I think this is like 6 or 7 days in a row I've done shows. See, it's all okay once I'm back. With me this afternoon, tonight, this morning, wherever you are, I can never remember. It's Deac again after that thrilling, was it Leeds we played at the weekend? Yeah, that thrilling 1-0. Got you back on for another 1-0. How are you doing?
Yeah, loving a good 1-0. Classic stuff right there, isn't it? 1-0 to the Arsenal. Yeah, I'm doing well. The life has been turned upside down with a new kit, and I was just showing Danny just before the pod started. She's now running around on the floor like a headless chicken. But she's definitely taking up all our time and energy, that's for sure. But how you been, Danny? You been all right?
My shoulder's knackered. I can't move it. But I'm back on the arthritis injections after about 5 weeks without it because of the COVID-ings. So hopefully my shoulder's going to be getting back to some kind of normality. But I've got one warm paw and one frozen paw. That's shit circulation for you. But we're not here to talk about medical things or cats, are we?
No, we're not. We're here to talk about the fantastic, if not maybe a little bit underwhelming win, 1-0 win against PSV, the team that are second in the Eredivisie.
Yes, so my opening was meant to have been if I'd have got them. I've only got 38 seconds to go and copy and paste and tweet all of the tweets and get the link and put it all in. It's not enough time, people.
Have you got like a notepad on your PC screen, like where you've got all this information so you can quickly post it?
Yes, I do. 2 screens. Arsenal were top of the Premier League and they are top of the Europa League group and they have now qualified for the next stage of the Europa League. You can't argue with that. 13 wins from 14 games, all competitions. I think it's 8 straight wins in a row, they said. And in those 14 games, scored 31, conceded 11. In the Europa League, we've had 3 clean sheets in 4 games. Wonderful. It's
been an enjoyable start to the season, hasn't it? Just watching Arsenal games. It's been fantastic. Apparently, I was watching the CBS coverage of the game, by the way, which I will be commenting throughout because it was one of the best. I'll explain shortly. But apparently it's like 118, is it 118 years? Or like that? Yeah, 118 years. It's been our best Prem start for Arsenal. 118 years.
Top league start before someone points out the Premier League isn't that old. You know what we mean. Kids say.
But no, it's great to think, though, isn't it? The fact that there's no one alive that has seen Arsenal play this well so far. No one alive.
And also, Spurs were the first team to lose under the new king, and Arsenal were the only team ever to have won every single league game during the reign of a prime minister. Heard that on the radio today.
It's not hard, is it?
I'll get a trophy for that. That's definitely that's better than all those 4th place trophies we've got. Right, let's have a look at it. The lineups. Another newish lineup because Martinelli had a cold or a hip problem or something like that. And so we started with Eddie on the left, Jesus on the up front, and Saka on the right. So what do you think to the lineups? Were you thinking that we won this 1-0 and looking at that lineup, would you have, if I'd have told you beginning of the game we're going to win this 1-0, would you have been surprised?
Yes. I thought we would have done. I thought we should and could have done a lot more. It's quite interesting about the Martinelli thing. I was watching Charlie Watts' YouTube video a couple of days ago. He tweeted out saying that Martinelli's got... he did a video saying that Martinelli, because he was at London Coney, that Martinelli's got a bit of a cold, he's feeling under the weather. And then in the tweet, he follows it up by saying he had an injury. And it's like, and I tweeted out, make up bloody mind, mate. Is he either injured or is he not injured and he's under the weather? 2 different things. Anyway, I digress. The way that the TV was explaining that it was a 4-4-2, which was interesting. I thought Gabriel may have been playing on the left and cutting in, but apparently it was a 4-4-2. I don't know how you feel about that. So that was quite interesting. I felt like there was a lot of moments in the early parts of the game where there was a bit of tactical lack of knowledge. Not knowing where someone might be. But once again, Xhaka looking like absolute dynamite. Absolute dynamite. But nothing else too out of the ordinary. Lokonga, no. Just no. But overall, I thought we played really well. I just think we were just I think Benitez, their keeper, probably had a man of the match performance with a lot of the stops that he was stopping.
You did ask me a question, Justin. I'm just looking. Our Femi is at the game, and he put a video in the WhatsApp group of the PSV fans throwing bottles at the Arsenal fans. Seats and throwing those at the fans as well. I was throwing the seats at our.
I don't get it. Why do that?
They've got a reputation to keep, haven't they? But you asked me a question about something, and as I was looking at that, and I went to answer it, but I forgot what was it.
Just how I saw it as a 4-4-2. But I don't know how you saw it as. It looked like a 4-4-2 to me, but then Xhaka obviously pushing up quite a lot.
Yeah, it was. At times, it was the usual formation with one up front and two wide. But more often than not, you'd have Saka coming in and making it a 2, or then Saka would drop back, and then Eddie would come in and make it a 2 with Jesus. So there was plenty of movement and the amount of times that the goals that we could have scored. Just looking at the stats, 25 shots we had compared to their 4. We had 8 on target compared to their 1, and 13 off target compared to their 2. 90% pass success rate and 62%.
92 pass completion.
90.
90. Oh, if we said 90.
62% possession.
That's still dominant, man. That's still dominant. That's incredibly dominant.
It's an amazing performance on everyone's behalf, and
just the clinical aspect.
It's just the same old Arsenal thing, isn't it? Where we have so many shots and fail to score, but we're on a run and it's working, and we are getting away with winning games with 1 goal. But let's go and have a say hello to some of the people in the chat. Sai is there, 1-0 complete dominance. And lots of numbers. Says hello, Carlito. A draw at PSV will do it. Come on, you Gunners. Joshua Page. Bring in Maduke, please. Never heard of him. Loki says evening all. Paul Nell, oi oi. Daniel Gordon, let's go. Demsek, controversy coming. Odegaard, man of the match. Oh, you'd like to explain yourself, Demsek? Loki says, so thought PSV were better. I thought they'd be much harder to break down than they were. Drago says they should play with no home fans next week, in my honest opinion. Josh says, I'd love to bring in Sangalor and Manduki. It's an English bloke, 6'5" centre-back on loan from Everton.
Manduki's he plays for PSV. He's the number 10. He got that headband on. I don't know if you remember.
Was he the one that used to be at Spurs, I think?
Oof.
I was reading the Wikipedia about him. I think it was
maybe he's English. Yes.
He was at Spurs.
Same fella.
Yeah.
He looked all right. I was too busy watching Gakpo, but there was only a couple of moments really where he had a pass on, and that was kind of it.
Englishman in Canada says, hey, everyone. Hello. We've got lots of people in Canada. Our own Jeff lives in Canada. Demsek, I'll save that question for later. Drago says, boring Arsenal. Daniel was never afraid of them scoring. I thought they would do, but seemingly not. Josh says, Sambi does not look comfortable in that lone 6, which he alluded to at the start of the show. Daniel, we just need to get 1. Yep. Mike Hertz, hola, come on, you Gunners. And Yemi Fash, top of 2 leagues. Wonderful stuff. And Josh, yes, Danny, what was that too? He's going to come to that. So the first note I've made is 11th minute. After a couple of good chances, Katie shot over after good work by Saka, and then Jay just laid it off for Xhaka, who scuffed it wide. That was just the first of many chances we were going to get throughout the game. If you look at all those chances, like I said earlier, we should have won this 4 or 5-0. We were just magnificent in our attack and our build-up. And Saka was just... I often wonder if Saka's an alien, because he's unstoppable. I think if you watch carefully, his legs don't move. He just floats up and down that right wing and zigzags in and out of people without moving.
He's absolutely phenomenal, isn't he? There was a moment today where he got a little bit of a knock, and I thought it was a hammy. I was literally like gobsmacked, terrified at the. at the prospect of not being able to use him in any further or more games or whatever. The guy he's just getting better and better, isn't he? He started the season quite slow, but for the last month or so now, he's just been flying and flying. And for the last few games, he's been scoring those vital goals to get us the wins against Werder Glimt and Leeds. So I'm very, very happy with his performances. I thought Jesus had another brilliant game as well. His dribbling is just...
They're so scared, aren't they?
Good. So good.
They don't want to go near
you come tight to him, he's just going to turn you.
Yeah.
If you're not tight to him, he's going to beat you on a stretch. He's just a terrifying player to play against. Once he starts putting him into the back of the net consistently, he'll pick up and he'll snowball. I did talking about that Saka when he went down. Immediately, the commentators said, "Oh, that could be England's World Cup chances ruined if he doesn't play." They're immediately going, "That's it. It's all over. He's dead. Just dig a hole and bury him. He's broken. He's never going to play again." You think these commentators, that woman, there are so many shit female commentators. I mean, there's lots of men. There's more shit men ones, sure.
But most of the women ones are absolute dog shit. Now, you played for England, did you? Fair enough. You can come on. They are all like Jamie Carragher. They're all absolute dog shit. Just
I'm not a fan.
They shouldn't be on there. But then you've got brilliant ones like Kelly Cates, her and Ian Wright would be my dream partnership of commentators for a football match. But
to be fair, speaking of commentators, because there was obviously American streams to it, I was watching the CBS one, and it had a Geordie on it, a Geordie commentator. Yeah. I've never heard so many anecdotes and metaphors and analogies ever in commentary before. Some of them, I don't know his name. He was coming out with salmon from a stream. He was coming out with like Dracula on a plate of liver. He was coming up with some of the most. Is it Ray Hudson? I don't know if I don't know. I was cracking up. The stream stopped halfway through the game. So I stopped, went to another one, and after a while, I was like, "Oh, this stream's fine, but it's not as good." So I went and found the other one, the CBS one, and I was cracking up again. It was brilliant. Is it Roy Hudson? Is it? Yeah, he was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Really, mate, really, and he's got a great way with words. Very confident in his vocabulary. Very, very confident.
He's an Englishman, isn't he? Yeah, he said he's from
Newcastle. Yeah. He's got a proper northern accent, proper Geordie.
Went and played in NASL for a few years.
Okay. That's why I've never heard of him before, so I was just enjoying him.
Roy Hodgson. Roy Hodgson wasn't he the England manager? Ray Hudson.
Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, it's Ray Hudson.
Ray Hudson. Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, he was brilliant. He was really, really good.
Dear. Right, so. I didn't really make many other notes going through 25th minute, just us constantly attacking. What are you going to say?
Got a few. I've got nothing really. Just talking about Xhaka in that attacking third. I think he had obviously he got the goal, but overall who is this guy? This isn't the guy we signed back in 2016. Unreal player. Wenger called it. He wanted to play him as a box-to-box midfielder. But everybody wanted to play him deeper because of that deep line playmaker attitude where he's got the passing ability from over the top. But you're stifling all of that movement and that ability that he's got up the final third. It's unbelievable. So I was just really impressed with Xhaka. There was moments there in the 12th minute where he's showing what he could do. Lokonga, there was a couple of moments in the 18th and the 48th minute when he put passes astray. Just once again, if we had a couple of midfielders, Elneny being fit still, and brought in a midfielder in the summer, Lokonga wouldn't be getting these games nowhere. He wouldn't be anywhere. He wouldn't be near the bench. It'd be talks about him going on loan in January.
It's a little bit like Tavares, similar position, similar career position that he really could go out of going on loan somewhere because he's still so young and he's got so much in his bag. He's just not ready.
I don't want him to turn into someone like a Guendouzi. The ability's there, but the attitude is wrong because there's been glimpses of his attitude being a bit incorrect. It was shown in the documentary, Nketiah calling him out on his poor attitude. So we'll have to see what happens there. Speaking of poor attitude, what did you think of the Tierney interview? Did you hear about that?
No.
There was a wild shot in the 11th minute. Tierney had an interview saying that he's a little bit, not annoyed or peeved, but he's concerned about his minutes.
Well, he should be.
And he's played the most minutes. He's played the most minutes this season.
What, Tierney has more than anyone?
More than Zinchenko? No, out of Zinchenko and who else was playing left back? Tomiyasu. He's played the most minutes, and he's still bitching. There's been a few moments where I've kind of gotten a little bit frustrated, got a bit frustrated with Tierney. I'm hoping he pipes it down a little bit, but I'm getting a little bit fed up with him. So we'll see what happens.
From outfield players, he's played the 10 highest number of minutes this season, 621, ahead of Tomiyasu, Lokonga, Vieira, and Nketiah, Zinchenko, Holding, Turner, Marquinhos, Elneny, Nelson, Smith-Rowe, Suarez. And he's only 9 minutes behind Partey.
I'm a little bit. I was a little bit annoyed with that interview, so I'm hoping he gets his head down and shuts up, because this is his season to have to really push, because otherwise we can't afford his inconsistencies. That's for sure. But so that's the only thing I wanted to mention, because he had a wild shot in the 11th minute, so it just reminded me of the interview. Yeah. Anyway, 20th minute, Xhaka pass. Just more Xhaka stuff.
He's a revelation in that position, and we've got a question later about a contract. Fulham are beating Aston Villa 1-0 at half time. Hilarious.
Who scored?
I don't know. But it's
please don't be Mitrovic or Andrews Pereira.
Morning, hopefully, because we don't like him. I'm not watching that game anymore. I'm going to go and put on the
Harrison Reed.
Leeds. Who did?
Harrison Reed scored for Fulham. As long as it's Andrews Pereira or Mitrovic, I don't care.
I'm going to try and share with you this violence at the game. So share screen and then Chrome tab.
I guess you can share it because it's not the game technically.
All right, can you all see that?
Yeah, there we go.
And then I do play and then full screen. Oh, for fuck's sake! Not that one. Start it again. Here we go. Full screen. That's better, isn't it?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Now, where's the... I can't move the bar across now. Put it to about here is the important part. Right, full screen. You can see there, seats being lobbed over. Yeah. PSV fans on the left. And you can see there, another bottle being launched over. And then in a minute, you'll see one of the PSV fans pick up a seat, throw it, and it hits one of the police. Good to see that Arsenal fans aren't really chucking in. Oh, there you go. One thing. Two things to chuck back.
Oh, it
is worrying.
I'm blown away by this attitude. It's not like we've got some sort of rivalry or anything.
It's just Dutch fans. Some of the Dutch fans, they seem to think they're a little bit tasty. I mean, they were back in the 70s and 80s, but I think they've got a reputation for doing it. So I think our Femi is the one who recorded this because he was at the game. There you go. There's another one. Bloke runs up to the police and launches it.
How pathetic.
Terrible. Very annoying.
Anyway.
Hopefully that's gone now. A little inside there in one of the ABW WhatsApp groups. Just nonsense. Pete Coulson is there. Joshua Page. Sambi looks like a deer in headlights when he gets the ball sometimes. Yeah, but I think to be fair to him, if he was playing in the Xhaka role, where he could go more forward and he wouldn't have to sit in the Partey role, it'd probably be a lot better for him. So it's a mixture of he's new, it's only his second season, he's quite young, he's playing in a position that he's not played in before because in old money, he's not a 4. He's not an 8. He's it's somewhere in between the two of them, maybe a Xhaka. But I think they don't call that a 4 anymore. They call it a 6 and an 8. 6 is a centre-back. Don't know what they're talking about. Josh says they lobbed flares over too. Oh, you can keep your trousers to yourself, sunshine. Up at 31st minute, another great chance. Gabriel with a ball through to Xhaka, who got a heel on it. Almost looked like he tried to Messi it.
Yeah,
and
it was
then
really nice.
Flick it through to Jesus, who wasn't really ready, didn't expect it. I mean, I don't think anybody expected it.
I don't think anybody expected it. I thought it was going to be a dummy. I thought it was a dummy in the first, and then in the replays, I saw it was a heel flick, but it looked like a dummy.
I think you might have mentioned Saka running down the middle, gets fouled twice, keeps on going, lays it off for Eddie to put it across the box on the left-hand side. And there's two of our players waiting just in the line to tap it in. And I think Eddie took a little bit too long. Another player, still growing, still going to be a good player when he gets older.
His pace today was electric, Eddie Nketiah. He had some incredible pace today. Really scares me how quick. I know, it scares me how quick. It kind of shocks me a little bit that I see his pace. It's just so rapid.
41st minute, Vieira has a free kick. It was very close. Hits the net. He is deadly. They said in his last season when he was playing for FC Porto, he either got a goal or an assist every 66 minutes. And
he's a fantastic player. A couple of moments in the 26th and 29th minute where Fabio Vieira once again showed that ability with his left peg, playing the ball through.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Once he starts being consistent with it, he's just going to start flying. He really is. He's just such a great football player. And he's got the ability as well to hound and track back and make defensive opportunities happen as well. So I'm a big fan of his. And apparently he's 100% bulking up in the gym. 100% bulking up in the gym. He's working hard.
He's got skinny legs.
He's got skinny everything. Someone needs to get himself a Happy Meal. That's for sure. But he is working on that. So that's good stuff.
But you look at, like you were saying, that ball that he did through from the middle of the field, through everybody, zigzagged it through right to Jesus. Jesus must have gone, where the fuck did that come from? My God, what a ball. His ability to read a pass and get that ball to the player who's making the run is an absolute thing of
He's
beauty.
got that natural instinct, hasn't he? He's got that natural instinct.
Rudy is back. Where have you been, Rudy? We've missed you for a while. Then again, I was away for ages, ill. Rudy's got a quote for us. Granit Xhaka on what was said at half-time. Quote, to continue like the first half, we did a lot of pressure, a lot of chances, and to believe that the ball will go in one chance that we get, from BT Sport. So, basically, Arteta brought them all in and went, carry on.
Carry on the way it's going to happen. It's going to happen. That's good stuff. Well, he was confident then of his boys getting it in the back of the net. So that's nice to hear.
More quotes from Rudy. Cheers, Rudy, as always. Martin Keown on Saka. Quote, he's their most creative player. Every time you see him, the strength of him, providing assists, always involved in everything good about Arsenal. He's going from strength to strength. He just gets better and better every time I watch him. It's almost, you can see him improving game by game. And he was already our player of the season 2 seasons in a row. They're going to have to just call it the Bukayo Saka award for the season, because it's going to be
excellent.
It's just going to get it. Loki says, if 6 Nketiahs were in my firing squad, I'd expect to live.
Oh, of course. I said his pace was electric. I didn't say anything else about him. Like he was lacking big time. He had some pace on him, but he was lacking in everything else. So
it will all come together one day. Jimmy, 13 wins out of 14. And the last note I've got in the first half is 44th minute. Saka down the right. He is a wizard and unstoppable. He just glides past everyone.
He had a lot of moments like that, didn't he? Even in the second half as well. He had moments where he was just constantly just driving towards the
What do you do as a player when he's coming through? And if 2 of your players get in quite decent tackles on him, and the second one knocks him off his stride, and he still keeps going with the ball and still manages to pass it someone, you've just got. And how many times was he down the right hand side and he goes right, left, right, cuts in and crosses it? You've got to look at that and go, how are we meant to stop this bloke? He is unstoppable.
No, I agree. I agree. He's terrifying. He's got that low centre of gravity as well, a bit like Gabriel. We've got Martinelli, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus, right? They've got that really quick, low centre of gravity ability, and they've also got the pace to stretch you as well. So no matter how you mark them, either 3 of them, and that's the reason why they've been so electric in the Premier League this season. Yeah. All 3 of them have got that ability to be able to beat you near or far. Which is really great to see. Obviously, you see a lot of Premier League teams using that Haaland, Darwin Núñez, who apparently is the fastest player in the Premier League now at 30 kilometers, beating Karl Walker at 28.5 or something, which blew my mind. I didn't know that Darwin Núñez was that quick.
I thought he was a bit big for that.
But there we go. I digress. Just Arsenal playing a different style of football to a lot of the other top 6 teams, but we're showing that fluidity between each other, and I'm really enjoying it. You know, we had some moments here up to the 53rd minute. A Jesus pass. There was another shot on a. Sorry, this is the second half. I apologise.
Go on with the second half.
Yeah. All right. Cool. We'll just jump in then. There was a chance 50th minute. Gabriel Jesus pass in the 53rd. Penalty shout on the 54th. I didn't think it was a penalty. There was a half-hearted calls for it, but not really anything going on.
Was that the point where we're just about to take a corner? The referee went, "Oh, hold on, VAR."
No, I don't think so.
That was a bit dodgy as well.
That was a bit weird. I don't know what they were calling back there. That was a bit weird. Another Jesus running shot. Once again, it's like the ball is just kind of glued to his feet. as I said, once he starts firing, he'll be firing on all cylinders. That's for sure.
Like Rancid Pumpkin, it's your time of year, Mr. Pumpkin. This was a very relaxed 1-0 win. Really enjoyed a game like this after the Leeds game. Yeah. Demsek is Tommy Arteta's hitman. He had Gakpo gunned down.
It's crazy, isn't it, that we're sort of utilising Tomiyasu to stop the main danger men of each team. Yep. Salah with Liverpool, Rodrigo with Leeds, and now Gakpo for PSV. We just go, right, Tommy, sort him out. All right, cool, done.
It's like the Arsenal Rottweiler. He's going to get hold of you. He ain't letting go.
He's got such great ability and consistency. Unbelievable player. Massive fan. Huge fan.
Ended up taking Salah off because he was getting no joy with him.
I've never seen that before. I was watching it in the pub, pissed myself. Brilliant stuff.
I think they did take Salah off in the next game as well, and then he scored 3 against Rangers, and then scored the winner against Man City. I think it was him who scored against Man City. I don't know.
It was. Guardiola dropped to his knees even before Salah put it into the
I saw that.
He just knew. He just knew.
That was about 4 seconds before he saw the wide view, then running down the right-hand side, and he just dropped his knees.
Yes, it came out and then went in like that. It was good stuff.
Wonderful. Well done, that cameraman. Rudy's got another quote. Granit Xhaka, quote, I mean, everyone that comes here, they're playing similar football, like PSV today. We knew they have the quality to kill us in the counter-attack, but we did amazing without the ball. We worked very well, compact. Only like this, you can win games. Cheers, Rudy. It's very true.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the quotes. He's always on the ball, Rudy, with the quotes, isn't he? Brings it in nice.
Does. Paul Nell, Nunez has the Ricarlson punchable face.
Yeah, I agree. Richarlison, have you seen he's injured? He's crying his eyes out.
Who's injured?
Richarlison's injured for Spurs.
I thought
to the point where he's out for a while.
Yeah.
Nunez will just get another red card at some point. Guys are walking liability. He's crazy. His attitude is all wrong.
Did you see Spurs last night? Romero looked like he elbowed someone in the face again and got away with it.
I didn't watch the Spurs. Romero. I didn't watch the Spurs. I watched some of the first half and I was like, oh, God, Spurs are getting absolutely trashed here. And I was like, I can't watch this.
Carlito says, is the hype for Gakpo justified? I said on the preview show yesterday that I watched PSV v Leicester, I think it was last season, and I wasn't impressed by Gakpo at all. And I've watched him tonight, and I wasn't impressed. A couple of little bits, but when he is probably the best player in the Eredivisie, and he's PSV's best player, and he's scoring all these goals and assists and doing all that lot, if I'd have been a PSV fan, I'd have looked at that and gone, "Cheers, you've kind of let us down there."
He should 100% should have played better. He was kind of. The thing is, once again, let's put it this way, all right? You found it tough. You were like, oh, I understand the justification towards the Gakpo hype, right? I understand that. But Tomiyasu is that same player that kept Salah quiet to the point where he got substituted with the 65th minute. So I think just Tomiyasu's playing out of his skin at the moment, stopping those danger men. So I think Gakpo's a great player, and his stats really show it. He's the only player that's keeping up with Haaland with goals and assists this season. But who knows? The Eredivisie, maybe obviously it's a weaker league, and this is a chance for him to shine. But Tomiyasu kept Salah quiet. I think he's got Gakpo under control.
Yeah, there's a definite jump in quality between those two. Another quote from Rudy. Granit Xhaka on his goal, quote, I'm in this position now the last couple of weeks and I'm so happy. The ball came and I'm happy I scored.
I love this.
Are we up to the goal yet? When was that?
We are coming up to it. I've got a couple of moments.
An hour, aren't we?
It's the 67th minute. No, sorry, 68th minute or something like that.
Yeah. Something
like that. Anyway, I've got a couple of things here. Turner. I think Turner's had another good game. Matt Turner, he's had another good game.
4 games.
I've got no real qualms with him. I think he's doing well with learning the ability to play from out the back with the ball to his feet.
Yep.
I found it interesting this week that apparently he became an Arsenal fan because he just chose the first team that was in the alphabet when it came on FIFA.
I heard him say that, but I didn't know what player they were talking about. I assumed it was Jesus or Zinchenko.
No, just Matt Turner saying he's an Arsenal fan because it was the first team he came across on FIFA. I was like, I was like, fair play to the being honest and stuff, but that's such a crap story.
So we've got Ben White, who doesn't like football, and Turner, who supports Arsenal because they're beginning with A. I expect Odegaard to come out and go, yeah, my favourite colour's red.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, why do you support Arsenal? I'm not sure. I'm sure you've told me, but if you had to, in a minute, what's your story?
My whole family are Arsenal. Whole entire family are Arsenal. Had no real choice in the matter. That was it. It was just Arsenal or nothing. The whole family. Yeah. I've still got loads of family live in Tufnell. All my parents grew up in Holloway, so that was it really. Just the whole family are Arsenal. Had no real choice. That was it.
My mum picked it for me. I needed in 1976. I needed a PE kit for school. She went down to Huntington's Sports and Fashions. She saw Liverpool, Man United. She thinks it was either Leeds or Spurs. There was a white one, and back then it would have been Leeds or Spurs. And then she saw the Arsenal one. I went, because she's Irish. She went, I know Arsenal got Irish players.
Brady.
Yeah, she didn't know who they were. I mean, it had been Jennings, Brady, Reiss, Stapleton, all that lot. She went, I'll have that one then. So that's why I'm an Arsenal fan.
That's a cool story.
Thank you, Mother. Just imagine if you'd have picked the Spurs one. Oh my God!
Your life would have been so much. Your life would have been totally different, eh? Completely different. You would have just been so bitter and angry with the world.
We had a couple of where was it? Grant says Gakpo's highlight reel is pretty, but I haven't seen him do anything special in a match yet. Demsek, Gakpo needs service. In the game, he didn't have service, and Tommy was on him. Yep. Rudy's got another quote for us here. Cheers, Rudy. Arteta, quote, we have qualified and we're really pleased. Now we want to achieve first in the group. We have some really good moments, but we lacked in the final third. Well, go on. Sky is there. I was chatting to on Twitter earlier today. On Twitch, we won, can save players for the next 2 games in the Europa League. Brilliant.
We
need a point against Zurich, didn't we?
Yes, we do. It's not done.
Did I tell you that we got spammed on Twitch? We got 1,600 new followers in the Leeds game. I went and had a look after. We had 293 when it started. And then I went and had a look after. We got 1,900. When I look, it's like KZP14682 and stuff like that. They've got 1,900 followers now. Not bad because you only get 1 or 2 watching per show, but I suppose you've had that before in your time.
Yeah, I've had loads of moments. I think one of my best ever streams was playing Foxhole, this really great little over the top sort of third sort of helicopter view war game. And I think I got like 300-400 followers in one stream. I had to turn off the notifications for follows because it was that much.
Were they real followers or they like ours?
Yeah, they were real followers. I had about 100-200 viewership at that point.
Wow.
It was good times, man. Good times.
I know someone who's been streaming for 9 years and she's just given it up. She's like, I can't be bothered anymore.
Oh, it's crap. Twitch is a pile of shite anyway. It's gotten so bad with its policies. So bad. It's horrible.
It is.
Anyway, I digress. You skipped over something there, Danny.
Go
on. Loki put in, Xhaka still boils my piss, but I respect his right to exist. I'm really intrigued to see what... I'd love to hear exactly if you could elaborate on what actually you don't like, because I thought Xhaka's, he was out the door the moment, obviously he swore and he threw off his captain's armband. Was it last season or season before? Season before, right?
2 years ago, maybe 3.
Yeah, season before. And even at the start of this season, I was saying we need to get rid of Xhaka and we need to sign ourselves a midfielder that can replace him, someone who can partner Partey. But he's made me eat my words. I don't know how you feel about Danny, but I think Xhaka's just one of the biggest revelations to this arse. I think a lot of people talk about Gabriel Jesus and everything like that, but I think Xhaka has brought so much stability through the spine of the team. I'm in awe of the guy. I'm talking about possible replacement for Partey now, not the other way around.
I've always liked him, but I've always said he plays football like it's the 1980s where there was no cameras and he doesn't realise or he forgets there's cameras and he keeps doing stupid things. And so then he gets targeted by the players and the referees.
Sure, I appreciate where you're coming from in that point, but he's gotten a lot smarter now because he's got that, because he's doing more attacking stuff.
I don't even know. I think he might have been booked recently, but he is. And plus, I've been a fan of German football. I saw him playing for, was it Gladbach he was playing for? That's John's German team.
Gladbach. Yeah.
And then when he came to Arsenal, you stick him as a defensive midfielder. I'm thinking he was one of the best Bundesliga players. Why the typical Wenger brings it to Arsenal and goes, oh yeah, you were a central midfielder, a bit of tackling, bit of defending, bit of creativity, couple of goals, long shots. Oh, we can play you as a defensive midfielder. And you think, what? Why have you done that? You nearly broke the player, putting him in that position. And then with Emery playing him at left centre back or playing him at left back.
Thinking, played him at left back.
You're deliberately trying to ruin this bloke's career. Arteta's come in, he's put his hand over Xhaka's head, hasn't said a word. He's read his thoughts and gone, central midfielder you are. I don't like Star Wars, if that sounded like it.
Is this the Hollywood reenactment? Is this?
I think that
we win the league this season.
That is exactly
what it is. At the start of the film, it's like, Xhaka.
We had a new name who you in the chat. Paulinho Speciale says Gapco took bullets off the destroyer. That is Tommy Gunn. Good words. Paul Nell says Turner is from my buddy's high school in North New Jersey. I want him to do well as an American, but nervous every time he is between the posts. I think we had a great game. Nervous every time, haven't we?
Yeah, I thought he had a great game. I made some moments in the notes because I think he once again had a great consistent game. His footwork again today he's getting better. I'm not nervous about his shot stopping ability because he really seems to have that. His positioning is really good as well. But his footwork he needs to learn. And there was some moments today where I didn't feel nervous. Obviously, it's not Ramsdale, but I was comfortable with him. So it's getting more, and we need ourselves a really good backup keeper because we've not had one since Martinez. Well, I say that we had him for 6. Well, he was good for 6 months, but we haven't had a really good, consistent backup goalkeeper when times have been tough for a while now.
Sometimes we haven't a good first goalkeeper.
Yeah, sure. But I thought Turner was good, so yeah, I'm happy for him.
Rudy says, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta praises Granit Xhaka. He has faced adversity in difficult moments. The love for his football club and professional is unquestionable. P says, God bless me, mammy. Grant says, I wouldn't be mad at him coming to Arsenal, though. Don't want to see him like Anthony at United. I don't want him. All come with... he's got... Spurs, Man United written all over him. I mean, could we see Gakpo at Man City? No. So we don't want him at Arsenal. That's the kind of players the system is not going to work. Barramundi, good day from Brisbane, up the Gunners. Barramundi is a place in Australia, I think. Well, they are from Brisbane. It's nearly summer's on the way in sunny Brisbane. Hello, and I like Australia. Rudy, Arteta on Saka's game time. Look at the top players in the world. They play 70 minutes every 3 days. You have to do that. If we put something different in their minds, I think that would be a huge mistake. Demsek says, I've been a long time admirer of Partey, but we need a decent backup. We do, or at least someone who can play the position. Xhaka,
when Partey's not available, Lokonga's just not the man. And then he's injured. We need to bring in somebody. Douglas Luiz has signed a new contract now with Aston Villa.
Maybe they did that so they get decent money for him rather than him leaving on a free.
No, of course, but I'm happy we dodged the bullet there. So I'll be intrigued to see who we're going to be bringing in as a backup to Partey or as an option, a posable option to Partey in January because we definitely need to be doing that.
Masakamera. Well, to be fair, Arteta had played Xhaka at left back before, but I think that was in the time when we'd sold everybody and we had no players left. So, Matt Walker, another new name that I don't remember. Only goal conceded by Turner was a penalty. He's been fantastic, certainly has. Mr. Pumpkin, I think Turner gets better with every game he plays. Americans have got a history of being of decent goalkeepers. They've had probably what they're best known for.
Yep, it is.
Apart from my favourite American player was what was his name? Alexi Lalas. And then you had a big ginger bloke who played for the mighty Portland Timbers. He played there for a few years, about 5 years ago. Paul says, would you rather have Leno or Turner? I think I still prefer Leno. But Leno's problem
I want to see more of what I want to. Let me have a season with Turner first, and I'll make an opinion because I've not seen enough of Turner yet. I've got no qualms with Turner, but I think everybody's forgetting how bad Leno was with his feet.
Yeah, I was going to say that
he was really bad with his feet. He was so old-fashioned with his feet. I think Turner's got a little bit more about him with the feet. I'm not saying everything else. Obviously, Leno was a great keeper for us, but I want to see a little bit more of Turner before making that assessment. I think wages as well. Leno was on 100+ grand. I'd rather have that investment in an attacking midfielder to give Saka an option.
I didn't realize. How old do you reckon Turner is?
28.
I didn't know that. I thought it was in about 23, 24.
28
That's
years
a bit
old.
weird.
He was a little bit unknown under the radar a number of years ago. He's blossomed very, very quickly, but very late as well in his career. But at the end of the day, he's a goalkeeper. Some of the world's best goalkeepers are in their early to late mid-30s. So I've got no qualms with him being 28 years old. If he's happy to be an understudy to a younger keeper like Ramsdale, who he's going to really struggle to get ahead of unless Ramsdale has like some sort of calamitous moment of out of proportions for the next 78 games. Obviously, I'm being over-exaggerating, but he's going to have to do something really stupid for Turner to get in there, especially at the Prem.
Just looking, Turner didn't play professional MLS football until he was about 24, 25.
There we go. Yeah, as I said, he started very, very late, but as you can see, he's propelled himself very quickly.
Oh, his family are Lithuanian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, his dad had got Lithuanian passports because their family.
That's how he got the contract from Arsenal. The work permit.
Yes, yeah, work permit.
That'll make sense.
Yes, right. Let's close that. What else am I up to? Here we are. Talk us through the goal.
Yeah, let's go for Jesus Christ, we digressed for like an hour there. Jesus Christ. Unbelievable play. But once again, Tomiyasu, you can do it on the left back position, but you can do it on the right back position. The little 1-2s between each other, Saka and Odegaard, and then Odegaard sort of turning around and playing a lovely threaded ball through into Tomiyasu, who's got, I'm hoping and praying that pass was exactly what he wanted to do, because if it was, fantastic vision from Tomiyasu to see Xhaka coming into the box late, which is exactly what you want from your world-class box-to-box midfielder. And Xhaka, not only has got so much curve on it, but he's had to use his weak foot, attacking it aggressively, not letting them come across him. So he had to get the timing perfect and put the shot beautifully into the side netting of the opposite side. Unbelievable technique from a player that's using his weak foot. And everybody knows that Xhaka's only got a left peg. So I was incredibly impressed with the goal. Not shocked at the guy who's scoring it, because he's having the form of his life now, playing in one of the toughest leagues, playing in one of the best teams in Europe. And he's the guy that's pulling all the strings a lot of the strings in the attacking final third. As much as I love Odegaard, I think Xhaka's he's just getting better and better every single game. And we're seeing that with goals and assists aplenty.
Wise words indeed, and he's not even 30 yet, is he? It's like he's having his second career at Arsenal. He could go on in that position, who doesn't rely on pace. He could be doing that until he's 36.
His football knowledge is insane, right? Yeah, you're right. Exactly. When you don't have to rely on that pace, you can really go on and on and on and on. Look what happened to Walcott. He lost his pace. Look what happened to Bellerin. Lost his pace, and both turned to absolute dog shit. So, and I liked Theo Walcott, and I still do. I think he's a solid guy. He married his childhood sweetheart. You can't not love him. But, Xhaka. Wow, incredible player. Incredible.
He's got a quote from Xhaka: "When you win games, you have to be happy. Everything is going well at the moment, but as well, this is not coming as a surprise. We are doing a lot of work during the week. Game by game, you win and lose as a team, but at the moment, we are very dangerous." That quote, "You win and lose as a team," that is, you can hear Arteta saying that, can't you? As he's drawn something silly on the whiteboard and he's banging, "You're in that team." In some,
no, you missed it when he loses his voice.
It is. It's wonderful. Moving on from the goal, which was an absolute for a midfielder to be able to take that in the way that it did. Great build up, as you were saying, to the goal. Next thing I've got is, we can have one little moan, one teeny little gripe for the whole game. That's all I'm going to do. 82nd minute, greedy Saka. Down the right, Martinelli running into space at the far post. Nobody with him. Everyone's running towards Saka. And Saka
takes the shot.
He takes the shot.
There was a few moments as well in the 70th minute, which I want to go back. 70th minute, he had a beautiful run and he showed a lot of strength. as I said, he started the season quite slowly, and there's moments. But that's what you want. You want your player to have the confidence to take the shot and not play the pass. I know it didn't work out, but it hasn't bit us in the arse, so we take it. We take it as experience and we move forward. But he started slowly, Saka, as you said at the start of the podcast, but he's getting better and better and better. We've got an unbelievable frontline three, and I can't wait to see them gel just more and more. I'm in awe of. I love watching them. Love watching Martinelli, Gabriel, Jesus, and Saka play up the top. I've got all three of them in my fantasy team, and I'm doing very, very well on the points. I think I'm like 134,000th in the world right now out of about 13, 14 million. So I'm doing really, really well. I'm like top in all my leagues that I'm in. I'm doing really well. And I've got 3 Arsenal players. I've always had 3 Arsenal players from the very start of the season. Obviously, we're having a great season, so it's worked out. But every single time, I always have the maximum number of Arsenal players I can get in the side. So there we
Overall,
are. I digress.
In the world, I'm 498th. Hold on. Oh no, there's some numbers before that. 7,605,498.
I was thinking, wow, you're doing pretty decent. Like you're under 500,000. No, I'm 134,000 in the world right now. I'm a fantasy team, which is an incredible feat in itself. There you go. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, hold on. Let me zoom in on you. There you go.
Oh, there we go. There you go. See, 134,056. It says there. Doing very, very well.
How off do they? My team has got Saka, Odegaard, and Jesus in it. Jesus. Typically on the bench, I've got Zaha, who had 8 points.
Oh, I've got Zaha in the team. They're going to Palace have got some easy games. Anyway, I've taken you off the tracks. I want to talk about Ben White. Ben White once again came in and substitution for Tomiyasu, sorry. I want to talk about, is he the best right back in the league right now?
Well, the Chelsea one is injured. The Man City one is injured. The Liverpool one is turned to shit. So probably, yeah.
I think so. I think it's quite interesting.
Romero, he's a liability every time he's on the pitch. I mean, who else have you got? Outside of that,
it wasn't Doherty playing right back for Spurs.
Yeah, he came in. The Arsenal fan Doherty, who's famously tweeted, "I hate Spurs."
Oh, so pathetic! It was such a crap promo video. But Ben White, best right back in the league right now, which says a lot because he's a fucking centre back and he can't get into the England team. Anyway, I don't want to moan about that too much, but I just love that he brings that assurance to the side. Absolutely in love with him. So big Ben White fan, as I said, best right back in the league.
He is indeed. Rudy's got another quote for us. PSV one this time.
Oh, Ruud van Horsehead. What's he got?
Ruud van shits his pants. La 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 la. What a song that was. PSV boss Ruud van Nistelrooy. Defensively, we were fighting as a team, defending very deep, but we couldn't beat Arsenal's press, and they won many duels. Arsenal deserved to win.
Fair play. He did come to the game. He did come to the Emirates for a 0-0. That's what he wanted. Jesus Christ, so stagnant, so stale.
When they had De Jong, I think they've bought him back. They didn't play him up front. Their main striker is injured. They've been playing an attacking midfielder up front in recent games.
I'm still a big fan of the Keown moment where he jumps up and smacks him around the head.
That's what it was for. They Ruud van shits his pants. Nice. Demsek says Fantasy Premier League rules: 3 Arsenal players and no. You ain't got any Spurs players, have you?
No. My team. I'll quickly go back to it just very briefly.
They expect us to go on a tangent. That's why.
I apologise. My team is Sarr from Wolves. It's my keeper. Trippier. Shah, both Newcastle and Cancelo, so I've got 3 at the back. I've got Zaha, De Bruyne, Saka, Martinelli, and then I've got Tony, Haaland, and Jesus, and I've got Ward, Williams, Patterson, and Andreas Pereira on the bench. So no Spurs players. Can't be having none of that.
I've got no Spurs, no Man United, no Man City, no Chelsea.
I've got no Man United. I've got no Man United. I've got no Liverpool. But I do have City players because they're just. I don't care if they win. You can kind of chalk it up as they won the league. They bought the league, and they're playing some of the best football in this country.
Talking about buying the league, slightly off topic. What do you think about what Jurgen Klopp said about Man City and
laughable?
Newcastle?
laughable. Thought it was the most stupidest comment. It's a guy that's very bitter in his cars and kind of losing the reins and losing the plot a little bit.
The 7-year curse is about to happen.
It's a little bit he's getting a little bit wobbly. He's playing atrocious football at the moment. So he's saying all these dumb shit. He was saying dumb shit last season. Laughable, the fact that he's saying that City are buying it, considering how much money that Liverpool spend. It's crazy. But anyway.
I'm debating whether I should get Domino's because I have to order 2 to get them delivered, and I could eat 1 tomorrow. Do you think I should do it?
Yeah, I think you should do it. You need to invest yourself in a pizza stone, right? Yeah, you get one of those stone pizza stones, like the round stone. What you do is you put it in the oven, heat up the stone, take the stone out, put the cold pizza on it for the next day, put it into the oven, spruce it up 5 minutes, tastes like it's freshly done again.
I can't have
as opposed to microwave garbage.
I'll end up dropping it. I took some mashed potato out of the microwave and stirring it, and about a pea's worth dropped and landed in my shoe when I didn't have socks on. I just had to sit there and go, yeah, that's burning a hole in my skin, and just go, well, I'll wait till it cools down now because I couldn't get to it. So, yeah, I'm not very good at dealing with hot things. And
all right, fair enough.
If it's hot or floppy, I can't get it out of the oven.
Maybe not then. Maybe not.
Rudy says Leicester are 2-0 up, and Dempsey Klopp is having a go at the owner. I think Klopp was right in what he's saying. The rules that everyone else has don't apply to those two teams because they can just go, I've spent 90 million on the right back, it ain't worked out, fuck it up. I mean, look at Man City and their centre backs they've had. And they just go, another 80 million, 50, 70 million here and there. We'll just get rid of them and get another one. Ooh,
speaking of midfielders, Douglas Luiz has got a straight red, by the way. Straight red, no double yellow, straight red for Douglas Luiz, Aston Villa. That was our potential central midfielder signing. He is straight red card.
You asked me at the beginning of the show how am I feeling. I said my shoulder was stiff and flaky. I have my CBD oil, which is wonderful. I bought 300 quid's worth of it. Simply CBD, people. There you go. That cost me 40 quid and will last me 6 weeks. And I've had 4 drops of that. And my shoulder is now malleable. Does that mean it's melted? I'm not sure.
Manageable, moldable, malleable.
Yes, malleable.
Anyway,
I'm late. The Matt Hatter. I'm late, but I'm here. Let's hear the shit talk.
We've been pretty good actually. We haven't really. The only people we've been really getting on a little bit is Lokonga. There was a moment in the Gabriel. I was speaking about the Gabriel, the centre back. I put a moment here saying Gabriel had a good game. Then he made a really, really bad attacking pass, and I was like, maybe ignore the previous comment. Overall, he had a good game. Holding had a good game. Tierney was kind of doing stuff correct. It wasn't really anything to scream and shout about. And not really much else to say apart from the fact that their keeper Benitez. This should have been about 5-0. The overall game should have been 5-0. But their keeper had a brilliant time.
He had the second best rating of the game. I think he got an 8.2 according to WhoScored.com, and Saka got an 8.5, obviously because he is absolutely fantastic.
Saka.
Yes. So, any other points about the game you want to make?
I've got I don't really have anything else to be honest with you. Apart from Roy Hudson making another comment in the 81st minute, which made me crack up in complete laughter. A blink of a bee's eye. Apparently, that's a saying that people use. I can't believe I've heard that watching a football game. So there we go.
The blink.
If you want to watch an interesting view, have an interesting view of watching a football game, watch it with CBS and Roy Hudson, because that guy, the quotes he comes out with are fucking mental. So you can have a good giggle whilst watching a good football game. So there we go.
Lovely. Well, that's good. All right, so check out now if anybody wants to know what I've ordered. American Hot, large 13.5-inch classic crust, no onions, extra mushrooms.
Not getting stuffed. Not getting stuffed crust.
No, think about that shit. I mean, I still can't taste. I can't taste also. I can smell. I can taste and salt and vinegar, but other than that, I can't taste anything.
Oh, that's why you're getting the hot. It's spicy.
No, I get the hot anyway. But no, I don't want the stuffed crust because it's got a hint of garlic in it, and garlic is my nemesis.
Oh, right. Okay. I adore garlic. Oh, God.
Yeah, you would garlic. Do. Every bastard does. Drives me up the fucking wall. Yeah, so overall, we're pretty happy with the way that we've played. And I don't think there's anything to grumble about.
No, there's nothing really to groan about. Pretty standard 1-0 win against a very good team with one of the best players in Europe at the moment, Tomiyasu, Captain Tomiyasu, just coming in there and doing the business once again. Being utilised to perfection at stopping the most dangerous player on the field, which he's done for 3 games on the bounce. Very, very pleased with him, considering that he hasn't been playing many minutes. You know what I mean? Ben White's kept him out the side. Tomiyasu's got that professional attitude where he just comes in and does the business and does it very, very well.
Does indeed, and it's just be our luck that Tommy's now a murderer of all the best players. You stick him on him, and they're doing nothing, and then he's going to go and get his usual injury, which is annoying because when he was at Bologna, never injured. Comes to Arsenal, much like Partey, constantly injured in and out of the team.
Zinchenko is injured as well. I don't know when he's coming back. I'm hoping he's back at some point. It's crazy now. Absolutely crazy.
Dominic has always delivered very well.
That's odd. They're normally really... I've never had a real problem with them.
The last note I made, 89th minute, Eddie should have scored. But I think he had a good game.
I think Eddie's just doing Eddie stuff still.
He showed that he's adaptable, that he can go and play the full game on the left-hand side, and he can play it up front. And
all it tells me is we need to go and buy another striker.
Well, if Jesus does get injured, I don't think we'd be where we are if we had Eddie up front.
Yeah, I'd be terrified. I know that some people will say that Eddie needs a run of games to get that form again, but that's not what we want from a backup striker. We want the guy to be able to come in and do the business straight off the, hit the ground running. We haven't got the luxury, especially when you're pushing to try and, we said start of the season, we want top 4 football. We want Champions League football brought back to the Emirates. But, we're now pushing 4 points top of the table. We don't have the luxury to bring in a backup striker and he needs 7 games to get warm. We need a backup striker to come in and do the business and hit the ground running. This is what you want when you're pushing for the positions that we are in the toughest league in the world. We haven't got that luxury. So I'd be interested to see what happens in January with signings in the middle of the park and an attacking third position as well.
Ronaldo on loan.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh,
Definitely
God.
Not. Don't want him or anyone like him.
You might as well bring Aubameyang back then if you want that attitude. Aubameyang's fucking politer than Ronaldo. Jesus, he walked out. He walked out at the end of the game.
Waited until the game was still going. 30 seconds from the end. Got up and walked out just because he knew it would be on camera. Pathetic.
Absolute twat. He's such a massive twat. And the fact that he's out the side now as well. Next game, he's out the side. So there we go. Imagine bringing in someone like that. They only bought him anyway because they were worried about him going to City. What a joke.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't even think City really wanted him.
No.
I think they just...
Guardiola didn't even want Haaland.
No. Didn't.
There was a question at the start of the pod, wasn't there?
There was,
for Xhaka in a contract.
From Demsek, should the club give Xhaka a new contract?
Haven't we just given him one?
I'm just going to go and see if...
I'm pretty sure we've just given him a contract. He's only like a year into his new contract.
This thing would load. Xhaka's contract expires...
27?
June 2024.
2024.
They might have an option on that as well.
Obviously, most likely. If he carries on playing the way he's playing, and I don't see why we don't give him a new contract at the end of the season. We'll see what happens. But they'll most likely have a clause in his contract for 1-year extension, like we've done with El Neni. He's a year contract with a year's extension possibility.
All right, we'll finish it off. Avon says that we have a 1-year option.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
we'll just activate that. We'll just activate it and give him a bonus. That's what we'll do.
Final question from Pete Colson. Miserable paranoia questions, but are we doing so well that the state-owned clubs are already sniffing around Martinelli, Saka, both Chav targets, Saliba to PSG, and even Edu too? Well, Chris said Edu isn't going to go to PSG, but I'm worried about Arteta, because Man City will go, thank you very much, we'll have him when Pep buggers off in a couple of years.
I don't think so. I don't think he's got that. I don't think he's got that connection. He fell in love with Arsenal. He started his He started doing a lot of work on the pitch as a coach during the Wenger era. I think he's got that affiliate, that connection that he doesn't have with City. The only connection he's really got with City were the players, which he's bringing half of Amir and Guardiola, who won't be there. So I don't think that's going to be a worry. I think the only thing you'd have to worry about is if they offer him stupid money, which City can do that with any manager. So I think that's the only thing. But I really can't see it happening. I think it's a very rare. I think it's a very small chance, that something like that would happen. In regards to Martinelli and Saka, Saka's been very open about how it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when with regards to contract renewals. Saliba's been extremely open in the media about how he wants to be signing a new contract. Got no qualms there. Martinelli, the guy's in love with Arsenal. He goes, I'll play for Arsenal until the moment they don't want me to play for them anymore. I've got no issues with any of those guys with regards to losing them. Normally, we're always worried about losing our best players. But our best players are so in love with the club right now, in love with the team and how we are and the fans, and there's so much unity and passion behind everything. I'm not worried, not even a little bit.
Good, and a little nod to the owners. They have done what needs to be done. A couple of new things we want to push forward a bit, but yeah, I was wrong when I said I wanted KSC out, and turns out they're doing the right thing by the club.
We'll see what happens in January. We'll see what happens in January at the end of the season. But it's smelling interesting.
Dora. There's a pussycat in the background.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Which cat is it?
Speaking of cat, my kitten's attacking my foot.
Hold on, I'm going to zoom in and see if I can find out what cat it is. Oh, that's not good.
Oh.
Dora. Oh, you're down there. Bergie. Oh, it's Bergkamp. There he is. Big hunk.
He's like, what do you want?
Yeah.
I'm trying to have a cleaning session.
I'm having my dinner. Oh, dear. Right, people. There you go. Oh.
It is the game against Chelsea, isn't it? The Man United one. Yeah, he's been exempt from the team. Yeah. It is against Chelsea. Who we are playing on the 8th of November, by the way. Can't wait to smack Chelsea to wipe Aubameyang's smile off his smuggy little face.
Hopefully someone will go and do him a wrong. And our next game is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 wins in a row, including 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clean sheets. Not too bad. Our next game is on Sunday, 2 p.m. kickoff away at Southampton. And so the preview show will be on Saturday night, and then a post-game show will be Sunday afternoon. And the podcast will be, I think, Tuesday next week. It's a really good one this week. Me, Chris, and John. So, yeah, that's all I've got to say. You got anything you want to tell the beautiful listeners?
No, nothing to say apart from the fact just, it's been 118 years since Arsenal have played this well in the Premier League. So nobody living has seen Arsenal play this well so early doors in the Premier League. So let's just enjoy it. And then just to enjoy football. It's nice to just be able to just watch an Arsenal game and enjoy it. So just enjoy it for as long as it lasts. And don't when it goes tits up, because we will lose a game at some point, guys, and it will go a bit tits up. Try and keep it together so we can keep moving forward. Let's not fucking rip the Arsenal players a new one if something goes wrong. Let's do what we did with regards to the Saliba own goal early doors and fucking get that boy going again, because we definitely have that.
What fine, wise words to end the show. People, if you are new and you like the cut of our jib, click subscribe. It's only $199.99 a month. We will send you a bill. We will send the bailiffs around if you don't pay it immediately. We will take all of your pets. And if you do like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, go and find
thumbs up on the YouTube podcast
and give them a thumbs down. What did you say?
I was just saying, give us a thumbs up on the YouTube, guys. It doesn't cost you anything. Just click thumbs up. Gives everyone a chance to know that this was fairly decent and they want to listen to the algorithm. And if you want to see what the dislike button is, you can get a Chrome extension which gives you the dislike button back. And we don't have any dislikes on this video, so let's keep it that way, shall we?
Well, looking at the last few shows, oh no, I've changed the thing now, haven't I? Oh dear. Well, I did. We very rarely get any dislikes. I think we got none in the last show. We got one in the last podcast with Chris, and then none for all the shows all the way back. But we did get 2 for the top of the league and manager of the month. So that was obviously somebody who doesn't like us. So yeah, there you go. Right, that's it. We're all done. We're going to let you go now. I'm going to have pizzas here any moment now. Dempsey says, yes, don't forget the £2,000 discount. Yeah, I'm not sure what that's for, but yes. Well, there's another cat on the other side as well. Oh, no, it's moved. Got 4 of the fuckers. Right, we will be back on Saturday for the preview show. And other than that, thank you very much, Deac. You have been delightful.
No problem, sir. It's a pleasure as always. It's good to see. It's good to talk about the Arsenal at the moment because we look brilliant. We look brilliant.
We certainly do. And we'll end it with an outro of the Anfield 80. We've only got 2 outros. Anfield 89 because we're in that kind of mood. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. There's 50 of you watching. I want 1,000 likes. Otherwise, I'm going to sit here and you can watch me eat pizza. Maybe not. Good night.
They do that.
Out it goes to Lee Dixon. Long ball from Lee Dixon. Smith will hold it up. Plays it square to Thomas. And Thomas goes inside Nickel. And Thomas is there. And Thomas has scored for Arsenal. In injury time, Michael Thomas has scored for Arsenal. A ball played through the gap. Thomas was there. He held off 2 challenges. Kept his head. By my watch, we are 1.5 minutes into injury time. And Michael Thomas may have won.